day number 9. The past day kind of went by really fast. I actually had to think about and look if I did video number 8, day 8. Today's day 9. We left Tacoma this morning. Again, I was called out 2:30 in the morning for 3 o'clock undocking. So I got off at 8. Being that we were in a port in Tacoma, I had good cell service. So I called the lady at home, got to FaceTime with her. The internet on here is pretty good. Better than my last ship, better than the ship that I was on before that. I can search the internet just fine, loads things nice and quick. I can check emails, check my bank account through the app and everything. I can even FaceTime audio call, but the calls are kind of in and out. It'll go silent, you know, it might only last like, I think the longest I've had it last is like 5 minutes with like one little break in the, just like a little cutout for a minute, or not a minute, but a couple seconds of cutout. And then usually after like 5 minutes, completely drops. So I have to call her back. But something's better than nothing. It's not good enough to FaceTime though. So, which isn't a big deal because we're in a port every Wednesday and Sunday, so it's only like four days. Some of you might laugh at that, you know, like like my old man being in the Navy, you know, our generation has the technology now, where his generation in the 90s and 2000s when he was, you know, overseas, they didn't have the technology to be able to FaceTime all the time or call all the time, or they had to pay to call. And he laughs about how much me and my lady are in contact with each other while I'm gone, but it's a different age, you know. We have grown accustomed to being able to contact each other easily. So that was just a little side thing. Anyways, so yeah, I talked to my lady. I got off the phone with her. The in-laws are up. They're visiting while I'm gone. So that was fun. Everybody on the phone. I think we got off the phone maybe like 9:30, sometime a little after 9:30. I didn't fall asleep till like 10 o'clock, and then I was called out at 2:30. So it's like 4.5 hours of sleep. Got called up, went undocked. Undocking got done 3:15, 3:30. So I had just like, you know, 15-20 minutes to myself to come up here, change, because I had to go to watch at 3:45. And I steered for a little bit, maybe like 20 minutes of steering. And then we went on the mic on autopilot, and I had forgot, it was funny, I forgot that we have a standby on the bridge with us. So the AV maintenance guy comes up and we take turns on the helm just so it's not so tiring. Well, 30 minutes had gone by and this guy walks up to me. We got a new third mate yesterday, so I thought it was the new third mate, just like, you know, hanging around on the bridge trying to, you know, get accustomed or whatever. Because we're in the dark, and this guy comes up in the dark, can't see him, even though my eyes are kind of adjusted, it's dark. And he comes up with a mask on, and I like introduce myself, and it's like, oh yeah, it was like Sal, and I was like, oh. It was the AV maintenance guy. See, this is what I'm talking about. I make myself laugh in these videos sometimes. I was laughing at that moment too, because I felt a little dumb introducing myself to somebody that we've already introduced, not even, you know, within the past week. But yeah, so that went through. My watch ended at 8. We switched back and forth every 30 minutes. My watch ended at 8. I tried to make myself some eggs Benedict because I was really craving some eggs Benedict, and my lady was actually talking about making it for her mom and sister as well. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna try, and I can't make the food here, but I ordered 2 Sunnyside eggs, and I tried to like ghetto make some hollandaise sauce. So I like got the 2 Sunnyside eggs, and I like stabbed the yolks and drained them out into a bowl, mixed them with some melted butter, put a little sriracha in there, a little tiny bit of mustard. So I had some cheap ghetto eggs Benedict for my breakfast, and then I went out for my overtime. Being that I had already worked basically overtime before watch doing the undocking, I only had to work till 10 o'clock today, coffee break, and I realized I learned why we do the securing of the chains for all the cargo, which I also learned at the same time I learned this. So when the longshoremen secure the cargo, the trailers, that's called lashing, and then when we secure it, I guess it's called shoring. I didn't know that. So Longmore lash it, we shore it, which is, I guess, just check it, make sure everything's tight. And I can't remember which day I talked about it. One of the days I talked about, you know, doing this doing the shoring or the checking of the lashing gear. I talked about it in one of the days of like, oh yeah, this is what we do for overtime after we leave a port, and then we didn't do it when we came out of Alaska. And I was thinking, I didn't really understand why. I was thinking maybe because Alaska longshoremen kind of go through it, you know, a little slower, I guess, where Tacoma longshoremen were like bang, 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 just banging it out. So I was thinking maybe we just check it over because they go so fast. Well, when I learned about lashing, shoring, the technical terms for what we were doing, I had asked, like, why is it that we only do it from Tacoma and not from Alaska? And it's because Tacoma, when we get loaded up, that's our heavy load. We're actually bringing like full trailers up. When we come back from Alaska, typically most of the trailers are empty. So it's not as much of a weight shifting problem as compared to loaded trailers when we leave Tacoma. So that's why we do the securing or shoring when we leave Tacoma, and we only do it right when we leave, because right now we are in the end of May, so we're going into the summer, and the seas are really pretty smooth. They're calm. You know, a little bit of chop here and there, but not that bad. I was told when it's like winter, which I was on another ship doing this same run, January, February, and it was a little rocky and rolly and cold as hell. But I was told in the winters, that's pretty much all, like 50% of our overtime, either every other day or whatever, but we're constantly just going around securing the chains and everything because the seas are become so rough in the winter that everything just keeps becoming loose, so we have to constantly be checking it all the time. So that's something to look forward to. I will throw in a little clip. I did a little time lapse of, you know, the first couple minutes that I went out to do my overtime, the shoring up, the securing the chains and everything. So I'm gonna throw that in at the end. Stick around for that. found one of the AB Dayman, so now I'm gonna move up to the next row. Here, I'm using the impact gun to tighten the chain binders. And here, I'm tightening the twist locks with a sledgehammer. I actually do enjoy it because of how fast the process is. It's just boom, 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 you know, row for row. It's just non-stop, deck by deck. So the time kind of flies by, and it's an enjoyable overtime job. So, like I said, that's something to look forward to since I'll be here all the way until December. Last part to mention for today before I finish this video, being that we only have 2 ports and it's Wednesday and Sunday, and the Sunday when we go to Alaska, I was told that I'm always the one to steer in, which means it doesn't interrupt my sleep schedule. My last ship, the series that you guys have probably already watched, the Golfing in Alaska midwinter, because we went from like Tacoma to Anchorage, Kodiak, Dutch Harbor, you know, those 3 ports were day after day after day. So my sleep schedule would just get all jacked up because we were pulling in at different times, and you know, so I was getting called out just non-stop for docking and undocking. So it would be like 4 days of just no sleep. You know, you get like 3 hours of sleep in part of the day, 3 hours of sleep in another part of the day, but that's what it felt like. And those 3-4 days would just be like hell. Really enjoyable. It definitely, the time flew by in those 4 days, like, but it was just so tiring going through those days, going through watch, doing the docking, doing the undocking, and then at the end of that 3rd or 4th day, it was like, wow, that was fast. You know, time really flew by during that, but it was really tiring in the moment. On here, I thought I was going to end up with the same kind of schedule, but being that we only have 2 ports and they're evenly spaced apart, and one of the ports is pretty much, I was told, always guaranteed we come in on my watch, my sleeping doesn't get interrupted, which is really nice. Tacoma, I mean, it still gets interrupted, I think, for undocking, but it's only, you know, like an hour and a half before I actually usually wake up anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. And then it's not followed by another day where I'm interrupted by 3 hours in my sleep. You know, it's just one day, I get 3 days of reprieve, 1 day of getting woken up a little early, 4 days of reprieve or something like that. So that's another nice positive thing about this ship, this contract, this run. Yeah, that's what I got for today. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.